emphasis added. It's like it doesn't have English language yet, but it has the language of knowing. And so we do something. In the Yellow Emperor, 2,500 years ago, in the initial stages of the materia medica for traditional Chinese medicine, said that only thing that was needed was sound. However, 500 years ago, in Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, the only thing that was needed was the Nam. However, first it's sound, then it's shaped sound, or Nam. Today isn't 500 years ago, today isn't 2,500 years ago. We need that plus. And that's why there's going to be such a challenge, because you don't have to do just this or just that, you have to do all of it. Your daily practice cannot just be sound. Your daily practice cannot just be mantra. Your daily practice needs to be everything, because in today's world, back then, 500 years ago, 2,500 years ago, there wasn't even 1 billion people on earth. But now, what you have to lift off of you is the pressure of all this psyche. And this is ignorant psyche. So ignorant psyche is very heavy. Very heavy. And why are you here now? Because you're very strong. You do not experience anything that you're not equal to. And so we have been assigned to this planet in one of its darkest moments because we are very strong. But you grew up in 99.7% ignorance. And so the entraining is that, how can I be so much more awakened? How can I be so strong when all I see is weakness and ignorance around me? That's the trigger. That's what we must cross over. You must actually believe of yourself that you are equal to everyone who has ever lived. Every guru has ever lived, every master who has ever lived, every ascended master who has ever lived. You're equal. That doesn't mean you go around and go, oh, wow. Because that'll have a heavy reaction. Most of it from within you. But you have to comprehend in your humble way that you are equal to every human being who has ever been great on this planet. And then you must begin to stretch into that body glove slowly, so that you don't exceed. You know, when the tree exceeds its capacity to hold itself up, it falls over. So you must grow, and you must be patient in your growing. And one of the things that, again, I will quote him, that Yogi Bhajan said was, patience is not waiting. Patience is knowing. Because when you know, you can wait forever. But when you don't know, waiting is a drag. And that's why everybody always has this sensation that patience is just a drag. Why do you want to have patience? Just get it done. But the fact is that we must engage life at life's rate. If you're riding the wave of life, if you get ahead of the wave of life will crash on you. If you get behind the wave of life, life is a struggle for you. So you're either being put upon or struggling. Just think about it. Where do you ride the wave of your life? What is most of your time spent? Is most of your time spent doing heavy lifting? Is most of your time spent fighting off the opposition? Huh? Yeah, I know. That was the sound of heavy lifting and fighting off the opposition. So we have to ride the wave of life in this really sweet spot, and the emotions of that sweet spot are devotion, inspiration. You couldn't pay for this much. Perfect timing. Enthusiasm, joy, ease. Those are the emotions, so that if you can guide yourself to those emotions, that brings you to that point on the way. That's what our emotional body is for. Our emotional body is a guide. Most people think that our emotional body is a god and that we are to obey our emotions. I am afraid. No. If you're afraid, just realize that you're actually on that little axle that has fear and excitement. You're asking for too much stimulation. If you just withdraw back and ask for less stimulation, you will move from excitement, which flips to fear. You will move back from excitement to inspiration, to devotion, to the things that are a little calmer. And that's where you want to ride the wave. So when you feel fear, just go, okay, let me get back to excitement. Then from excitement, let me get back to enthusiasm. From enthusiasm, let me get back to inspiration. From inspiration, let me get back to devotion. And then I can lean into inspiration. I can lean into enthusiasm. And if I want to just be silly on a Saturday night, I can lean into excitement for a moment. But I don't want to dwell in excitement, because excitement will flip me into fear. And if I stay in that, I will go from fear to overwhelm, and I'll go to the bottom of the wave once again. Then I'll have to climb back up the backside. So your emotions are gauges on the dashboard of your life. That's all they are. Just telling you where you are riding the wave of life. And just read them. Read them and respond to them. And how can you respond to them? You can respond to them by all of the different kriyas, all of the different asanas, all of the different pranayams, all of the different meditations, all of the different mantras. There is so many in the materia medica of Kundalini Yoga. So many opportunities. So we're going to do a set today that is specifically for getting out of being inundated. How many have ever been inundated? Maybe they sent me to the wrong room. Well, okay. So if you ever are inundated, this is a set, because this set really gets us to stretch into the body glove, because when we activate the tips of our nervous system, we activate what is called the light body. The light body is the pressure that you put on the nanocrystals in the fluids of your body that actually turn them on electrically. Anytime you put pressure on a crystal, the earliest radios were crystal sets for that very reason. Anytime you put pressure on biological or botanical or crystal, biological tissue, botanical tissue, or crystal, it creates a static electric charge. That static electric charge instantly brings in a magnetic field, and you have this electromagnetic circuit then going on, which is your light body. So when you produce your light body, what did we say at the beginning of this? We said dark matter plus light equals manifestation. So when you turn on your light body, you can actually bring in dark matter, which is basically raw material for manifestation. You can bring in dark matter and you can manifest. You can manifest joy, you can manifest love, you can manifest things that you want to do, things that you want to achieve. So take hold of your knees and let's open up the pelvic bowl.